The Ukrainian Defense Forces have preliminarily acquired long-range missiles. On the night of June the 23rd, a missile hit the Atlas oil depot in Rostov Oblast, which supplies the Russian occupation army. The successful destruction of the missile was confirmed by the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. The military noted that the Russian facility was hit by Special Operations Forces and missile troops. This suggests that the strike was carried out by some long-range missile system. The plant is used to provide fuel and lubricants to Russian military units involved in the aggression against Ukraine, the General Staff noted. They specified that the mysterious weapon had reached its target and a fire had broken out at the plant. The consequences of the attack are being clarified. Blogger Roman Shraik drew attention to the unusual nature of the night operation. He had two questions. First, what kind of missile weapons did Ukraine use to strike such a remote target in Russia? The second point is the lack of video of the fire at the base from eyewitnesses. This base was burned twice already. It is located near an active highway, so there were many videos from onlookers. Now there is not a single video, but there is confirmation of a night fire on the NASA fire map. Something caught fire and quickly went out, Shrike noted. Yuri Slyusar, the acting governor of Rostov Oblast, confirmed that a fire occurred at an industrial facility after the attack. He added that no one was injured. Located near the Azov Sea and bordering Ukraine, Rostov Oblast plays a crucial logistical role for Russia's war effort due to its proximity to frontline operations. The same depot was previously targeted in November 2024. The Defense Forces continue to take all measures to undermine the military and economic potential of the Russian occupiers and force the Russian Federation to stop its armed aggression against Ukraine, the General Staff said. The strike is part of Ukraine's broader campaign aimed at disrupting Russian supply chains and disregarding its capacity to sustain the full-scale invasion. Fuel depots, rail infrastructure, and ammunition stockpiles inside Russia and occupied territories have increasingly become targets for long-range drone and missile strikes.
Russia has lost 1,200 soldiers killed and wounded as well as 340 weapons and pieces of military equipment over the past day. This includes tanks, artillery systems, helicopters, cruise missiles, vehicles, and special equipment. General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine reported this. It is noted that Ukrainian defenders continue to hold back the Russian advance. Over the past 24 hours, June 23, 165 combat clashes were recorded on the front. Russians carried out 6,076 artillery attacks, including 103 from MLRS, and also used 2,861 kamikaze drones to destroy. In response, Ukrainian missile forces and artillery hit 17 areas of concentration of personnel, weapons and military equipment, 3 missile forces and artillery assets and 1 command post of the Russian invaders. In the Severoslobozansky and Kursk directions, Ukrainian soldiers repelled 10 attacks by the invaders over the past 24 hours. The enemy also carried out 12 airstrikes, using 22 KABs, and carried out 262 shellings, 8 of which were from MLRS. In the South Slobozansky direction, the enemy tried in vain to advance 7 times in the areas of the settlements of Dvyreknia, Globoko, Volchansky Khutor, Krasno Pervo and Figalovka. There were 6 attacks by the occupiers in the Kupiansk direction. The defense forces repelled the enemy's assault actions in the areas of Kondrashovka, Kruglyakhovka, and in the directions of Peskinoy and Petropavlovka. There were 24 combat clashes in the Lyman direction. The enemy tried to advance near the settlements of Tverdoklobovo, Redkadub, Karpovka, Kolodyazy, and in the directions of Grakovka, Zelenaya Dolina, Novy Mir, Ulgovka. In the Seversky direction, the Ukrainians repelled 1 enemy attack in the Grigoryevka area. In the Kramatorsk direction, the enemy carried out 12 attacks in the areas of Novomarkovy, Chasovy Yar, and in the directions of Nikolaivka, Stupachki, Privolia, Bondarny. In the Toretsk direction, the enemy attacked Ukrainian units 27 times in the areas of Dilievka, Sherbanovka, Petrovka, Yablanovka, Russiny Yar, and in the directions of Pleshchievka and Yablanovka. In the Pokrovsk direction, over the past 24 hours, our defenders stopped 54 assault actions by the aggressor near the settlements of Luch, Novodoretsk, Myrolyabovka, Lysovka, Novokranka, Novosergivka, Yudaknoy, Myrnograd, Alexievka, Popov Yar, Malinovka, Koptiv, and in the directions of Shakhmetnoy, Vladimirovka, Molodetskoy, Sergievka, Novopavlovka. In the Novopavlovsk direction, Ukrainian defenders repelled 17 attacks by invaders in the areas of the settlements of Bagadar, Novosilka, Zaporozhye, Perabudova, Komar, Myrnoyi, Shevchenko, Viln Pol, and in the direction of Voskresenka. In the Dnieper direction, enemy units tried unsuccessfully to advance forward 6 times.
Ukraine's armed forces have inflicted over $10 billion in damages on Russian territory through targeted drone strikes between January and May 2025, according to Commander-in-Chief General Alexander Syrsky. Ukraine carries out deep drone strikes inside Russia to systematically degrade Russian military capabilities and infrastructure far from the front lines. These attacks target air bases, air defense systems, fuel depots, and industrial facilities, aiming to disrupt logistics, reduce Russia's ability to launch missile attacks on Ukraine, and sustain its war effort. Ukrainian deep strike drone operations caused direct damages at $1.3 billion from destroyed oil refining facilities, energy infrastructure, logistics networks, and transport systems, Suspiln reports. The larger portion of claimed losses, $9.5 billion, represents indirect economic impact from enterprise shutdowns, transportation network disruptions, and blocked logistics chains following the strikes. Ukrainian officials assess the cost-effectiveness of their deep strike operations at a ratio of 1 to 15, meaning each dollar spent generates approximately $15 in Russian losses. According to military calculations, the program utilizes drones capable of autonomous operation across long distances while maintaining precision targeting capabilities. Syrsky indicated the deep strike operations will continue with expanded scope. We will increase the scale and depth, he told journalists, emphasizing that Ukrainian forces target purely military objects rather than civilians. Syrsky also acknowledged that while Ukraine maintains superiority in FPV drone quantities, Russia gained ground in fiber optic controlled drones, which are connected to their operators via cable. Unfortunately, they have an advantage here both in quantity and in the range of their application. Syrsky stated, "We have examples where fiber optic drones fly distances up to 40 kilometers. We are currently catching up in this process." Syrsky noted that Ukraine also develops its own fiber optic capabilities, producing drones equipped with 20-kilometer cables. This cable-based connection makes fiber optic drones immune to electronic warfare tactics such as jamming and signal interception, which commonly disrupt or take control of FPV drones. However, fiber optic drones require reinforced frames and upgraded motors to handle the weight and drag of the cable spool, and their maneuverability is somewhat limited due to the risk of the cable snagging on obstacles.